but I'm trying to do this fast. I'm thinking about a topic that I have been speaking to in a class with younger people, and it's amazing to me how how do I say this? How a lot of people are in the church, and I'm not blaming these kids. I just think it's because of the way things are accepted in society now, especially in churches. But we were discussing something. I ended up mentioning something that I was reading in Judges chapter. I want to say it was Judges chapter 11 with, I think his name is Jephthah, the Gileadite. Okay, yeah, Gileadite. And it had nothing to do with the class, but what came to my mind was about the book of Judges. As I'm just gonna say this real quick, it's a book where the Bible has recorded how the Lord raised up judges to deliver Israel because Israel kept going back in disobedience. And then the Lord would allow them what they wanted. They want to be under his protection. They didn't want to serve him. They wanted to serve other gods. They wanted to do everything he said not to do. So he said, okay, you guys are just going to go and do what y'all want to do. You do it. That's it. So that's what happened. That's what kept happening. And then he would raise a judge, and the judge would come save them. And then as long as that judge lived, they continued to have that protection. And then afterwards, it stopped again because they stopped trusting in the Lord and following other gods again. So, my thing with this, what I want to say is this particular chapter. I think it's 11 of Judges, and it's talking about Jephthah the Gileadite, and he was a warrior. He was gonna go fight. He goes and says some dumb vow, and this vow is, well, something like, if the Lord gives me this, whoever comes out, let me just be specific. It says here, whoever comes out of the doors of my house to greet me when I return safely from the Ammonites will belong to the Lord, and I will offer that person as a burnt offering. That's Judges, chapter 11, verse 31. Now, what I'm trying to say is, where in the world did he get this foolishness from? He didn't get this from God, because God sure didn't tell him to do that. This is from the practices he was getting from around wherever they were living at, because they were serving other gods, as it says in Judges chapter 2. They were busy serving other gods, not serving the Lord our God, and God had had it with them. And he said, you know what? Y'all done ticked me off. And it says here he's angered. Okay, it says here he's angered. And he gonna let them do what they want to do. And he said, y'all want to keep serving them, then you just go keep doing it. Go read chapter 2 of Judges. Okay. But my point is, he goes and do that, and then what happens? He wins the war. Who comes out to meet him, greet him? Because his vow was, whoever comes out from the door of my house to greet, right? To greet me when I return safely, that one is going to be sacrificed to the Lord. Who in the world, like I said, told him to do that? These are influences and practice of the ungodly people, the people that were serving other gods. That's where he got that foolishness from, because God ain't never told him to do that. So my point is, this brings me to what the Bible says about people in church. We're going to church people, and how we come up with some stuff that we're not supposed to be doing. If the Bible tells us we're not supposed to be worshiping idols, and all these things, and participating in goddess worship, things that you can clearly see in all of the Old Testament, okay, like, serving an idol, worshiping an idol, doing what, everything that God says don't do. All right. So I brought this up, and this is where my point. The point is, I started mentioning Middle Eastern practices. There's a lot of religions that practice things that are pagan, that are not godly, like yoga and Pilates. And yoga is a practice of a religion where they do those poses and everything they do in their pose slash exercise, because America's used a lot for exercises, and people in the church are doing this, and people are doing it in the church, offering yoga classes. Now, if you see any testimony of people that have been in the Hindu or whatever religion, I'm going to say Eastern religions, they've come to Christ and they are saved and they know what the Bible says, they do not continue to practice those things because they know that what they will testify to you. If you knew what I saw in the temple, what was happening, how they were worshiping, what those positions meant, how it was used and implemented, you would have nothing to do with it. Nothing. But since things he brought from other places are brought here, and then people just pick it up and start doing it because it's a cool fad, it's a cool thing. Like when one of the people that brought it over here was years ago was the Beatles, and made it very famous, very popular. The whole yoga, the whole Eastern meditation, all that stuff is ungodly and it's not biblical. So my question is, should it be practiced by church people? Should it be done by church people? Um, People that follow the Bible, read the Bible? No, it shouldn't. But when you try to tell this to people that go to church, they will tell you, oh no, it's just exercise. No. People that practice it, anybody that has been involved in those things, who have been delivered, because that's demon worship, wake up people, and they'll tell you, no, you cannot. There's no way. That thing is a yoking of, that's what the whole yoga thing is about. And I don't get why is it so hard for Christians to hear it, see it for what it is, and just say, Lord, I didn't know. Instead of saying, oh no, it's just exercise. I only do the exercise part of it. It's not that. You can't separate it. It's still yoga. It's still goddess worship. And it's still something you should not be participating in. Just like the people in the book of Judges who did what they thought was to be like right in their eyes. And that's not. So I just encourage people that are followers of Jesus Christ, if you do that, and search it out, see where it's from. Where does those things come from? Who are they doing those positions to? Who are they worshiping? And since it is goddess worship, deity worship, gods, Gods, obviously lowercase g, because there's only one God, is Jehovah God. But all that other stuff, find out what it says. And then be like, what does the Bible say? Does he say you can't do that? Was God not angered with those people, with the Israelites, when they kept going to other gods and worshiping other people, worshiping other deities? He wasn't. So why do you think it's okay now? It's not. It's not. You have to stop it. And it's crazy because you try to tell people about this, and it's like you're, I don't know. It's the same thing when you tell them about Disney. Oh, heaven forbid you talk to some Christians about Disney, but I'm not gonna go there. I already made videos about that before. But anyway, God bless you. Read the book of Judges, and then, Lord, help them to see and help us to see, because I know all of us are in a different, you know, we're being sanctified. We're asking the Lord to help us. Those who want to see, I ask Him to show you. And forgive me, Lord. I want to be, you know, kind when I'm talking, and I'm going to just encourage you. Read the book of Judges. See what was going on there. Who were they serving? Why was the Lord angry? What were they doing? Should Christians be practicing that? No, they shouldn't. All right. God bless y'all.